Gervais, thank you. You'll be pleased to know this is the last time I'm hosting these awards, so I don't care anymore. I'm joking.
Man, he's so badass, he might be able to do whatever the he wants. You know, he's Ricky.
NBC clearly don't care either. 5th time. So, Kevin Hart was fired from the Oscars because of some offensive tweets. Hello? Lucky for me, the Hollywood foreign press can barely...
In recent years, the entertainment industry with Hollywood at its epicenter has come under intense scrutiny. The veneer of glitz and glamour that typically envelops the silver screen has been peeled back to reveal a host of deep-seated issues, including pervasive power imbalances and systemic injustices. Ricky Gervais, in his unapologetic Golden Globes monologue, fearlessly exposed these underlying truths, yet instead of being lauded for his candor, he appears to have found himself on Hollywood's metaphorical hit list. At least it seems that is what Joe Rogan is saying. Apparently, the industry as a whole did not take kindly to his unvarnished critiques and confrontations of its long-standing problems.
Badass, he might be able to do whatever the he wants.
However, amidst the industry's collective discontent, there were notable exceptions. Some celebrities and individuals within the entertainment world applauded Gervais for his willingness to speak the truth in a culture often characterized by silence and complicity. Gervais' boldness in addressing the uncomfortable realities of Hollywood was seen as a commendable act of courage by those who appreciated his unfiltered honesty. Joe Rogan, the influential podcaster and UFC commentator, was among those who were thoroughly impressed by Ricky G's audacious monologue at the Golden Globes. Despite the controversy and the sharp criticism that followed, Rogan lauded Gervais for his fearless approach and spoke about the incident on his widely popular Joe Rogan Experience podcast in his characteristic style. Rogan expressed his admiration for Gervais' unapologetic performance, exclaiming, "Thank God that guy swings. He's out there swinging from the hip, chin up, doesn't give an F, telling it like it is. I love it." Rogan's words resonated with many who appreciated Gervais' boldness in confronting the entertainment industry's most pressing issues head-on. During the podcast, Rogan and his guest delved into the mechanics of Gervais' monologue. They wondered how the comedian managed to deliver such razor-sharp and unscripted jokes, especially when it is customary for such award show monologues to be pre-written and vetted by producers. Rogan, however, believed that Gervais was such a badass that he may have been given permission to say and do whatever he deemed necessary to drive his point home. Gervais' reputation for unfiltered and fearless comedy likely played a role in granting him this creative freedom. Moreover, Joe Rogan appreciated the honesty that permeated Gervais' monologue. He held Gervais in high regard, labeling him a real comic. During the podcast, Rogan's respect for Gervais stems from the comedian's unwavering commitment to speaking his mind and addressing societal issues with unvarnished candor. In a world where political correctness often stifles free expression, Gervais' monologue served as a refreshing reminder of the power of comedy to provoke thought and conversation. Another celebrity who enjoyed Richard's monologue is Dan Crenshaw. Dan backed the British comedian's fiery jokes, which called out Hollywood celebrities for using their acceptance speeches to convey political messages. Ricky has done a much deeper and more important service to our country than just making us laugh, the former Navy SEAL said on Fox and Am. Friends, he's illuminating their hypocrisy in a way that they might actually change, because how many of those actors made some annoying political speech after that? Crenshaw maintained that Hollywood's political activism only divides the country further. Entertainment culture has become divisive because it's the fault of the Hollywood elite because they go up on stage and they make divisive comments and they make fun of 50% of the population, and they call it a right-wing talking point when they themselves are criticized, Crenshaw said. Additionally, Whitney Cummings also defended the comedian. She tweeted at the time, "I love you, Ricky Gervais," alongside a clip of the monologue. She then admitted that she isn't watching the award show for every second you spend complaining about Ricky Gervais' joke. "You should have to donate $100 to Australia," she tweeted. "I am not watching the Golden Globes live, but based on how pissed off everyone is, my guess is that Ricky Gervais wrote and performed actual jokes." Cummings concluded, saying, "For anyone who wants to call Ricky Gervais mean, he's done more for animal welfare than most celebrities combined." Al Pacino also defended Gervais' jokes after the 2011 Globes, saying, "When you're a comic like that in this kind of environment, you sort of can't Censor yourself, much like Pacino Darrow and Scorsese showed they weren't afraid to laugh at themselves even when under the crushing weight of Gervais' honesty at the 2020 Golden Globes. Darrow and Scores were seen sitting close to the stage alongside the Irishman co-stars Pacino and Joe Pesci. Gervais gave them a brief moment of praise before bringing up Scorsese's then recent comments about Marvel movies being theme park rides. Gervais turned the comment into a joke about Scorsese's height, and the famed director laughed, while admitting his short stature.
They're not real cinema, and they remind him of theme parks. I agree, although I don't know what he's doing hanging around theme parks. He's not big enough to go on the rides, is he?
One of his Marvel co-stars didn't take a liking to Gervais' humor. More on that in a little bit. Chris Evans, Captain America himself, was thoroughly enjoying himself at the 2020 Golden Globes. This was arguably Gervais at his most savage, so there were bound to be some offended individual. Evans was not one of those people. At one point in Gervais' monologue, the camera cuts away to show a handsomely bearded Evans laughing with a full and gorgeous smile. Seems like he was enjoying himself, which is something that could not be said for some other folks. While Joe Rogan and many other celebrities applauded Richard's monologue, it's important to note that not everyone was pleased with his remarks. Comedy is a subjective art form, and humor often hinges on pushing boundaries and challenging social norms that sometimes lead to controversy or discomfort among certain audiences. In the case of Richard's monologue, some viewers may have found his jokes offensive or inappropriate, sparking debates about the limit of comedy in today's cultural climate. If there's one celebrity who didn't appreciate Gervais' routine, it was Spider-Man actor James Franco. In a resurfaced interview with Shortlist, the Oscar nominee spoke very honestly about his feelings towards Gervais' hosting style. Franco began by asserting he didn't mind celebrities being made fun of every once in a while. Here's the deal with Ricky: I think he's really funny and a great comedian. He has a certain kind of harshness which I appreciate, but the thing is, after the Globes he said, "I'm not ashamed. Why should I feel bad about making fun of a bunch of millionaires? True, he should do that," Franco said. However, Franco believed that ceremonies like the Golden Globes wasn't the time or place for that kind of comedy. But when it's an event where you've been asked to host and it's a celebration, it just doesn't seem like the right context. He should do that kind of thing on his show if he's been asked to participate in something where he's supposed to celebrate. People don't bring that kind of humor in, it just doesn't fit. And it's bad taste for me, he continued. Additionally, Robert Downey Jr. is one of those folks, and we can't say we're surprised given how sensitive he is when discussing his past. When introducing RDJ, Gervais made a joke about the actor's history with substance ab and addiction. When RDJ got to the stage, he made a remark that indicated he wasn't particularly happy with Gervais' bit backstage. RDJ would tell the press, "I think it's great to be funny, but it's better when you can do it without hurting people." What's more, 3 years after his dangerous monologue at the awards show, there are claims Gervais fears for his life as the list of his enemies grows longer by the day. Apparently, Ricky had no option but to tighten up security and lay low. Sources close to the comedian stated Ricky is very aware of the dangers, and he can afford whatever security he wants, so he thought it was a no-brainer. Ricky also talked about how every day he gets closer to meeting his demise. Could this mean he fears being over his controversial statements against the Hollywood elites? Well, this is what he had to say: "Every day I'm closer to death. Every day is a bigger percentage of the rest of your life, and we don't know what percentage that will be if I die tomorrow." Today was 50%. Fans also commented on the risk that Richard took in exposing Hollywood, with one particular fan stating Ricky G's laid bare all the dirty little secrets of the Hollywood and ruling elite seat. Look's face was priceless in a mere 8 minutes. "I'm surprised he hasn't been cancelled. The hate speech I see on here now is from TRA's second fan added, I am certainly not one to promote violence, but these comedians have for too long danced on the line with their jokes." For example, Ricky Gervais' Golden Globe monologue. A good reminder to watch your mouth. The Golden Globes, a venerable institution in the world of entertainment, have left an indelible mark on Hollywood for decades.